Connor Kelly and his family were exploring the McCoy mine in Nevada, an abandoned mine shaft in the desert. The footage you're seeing now begins at the entrance, where a portion of the shaft is still accessible. As the group ventures deeper, they navigate through the vast cavern, which still contains a few artifacts from its operational days. They remain silent, cautious of dislodging any rocks from the fragile ceiling above. But soon, the group stumbles upon something unexpected, something that demands their full attention.
Do you see that reflection? They're trying to...
Check it out. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck? It's a shoe.
The group finds a large pile of children's-sized shoes and bones. One member of the group pulls out a gun, fearing predators deeper in the cave, or possibly another person. After inspecting the pile of shoes a little closer, the group advances cautiously. Eventually, they reach a dead end, where the floor is littered with even more bones. Later, viewers of the footage pointed out that the bones don't appear to be human. It's more likely they belong to animals, possibly the remains of carcasses left by predators, like mountain lions. But the children's shoes are a completely different story. There's no definitive explanation for them. Some theorize that the shoes were trophies collected by a serial killer. If you look closely, the shoes appear to have been added over time. Some are worn and decades old, while others seem much newer. This wasn't a single event. It was a collection built piece by piece. The family leaves the cave, but no conclusions have ever been reached. On the border of a park in Suffolk County, New York, a YouTuber by the name Dateline 420 was hiking through the woods. While exploring, he stumbled upon what appeared to be the edge of someone's property. There was a shed, a fire pit, and the distant sound of cars carried through the trees. But just outside where the property line met the woods, he noticed something chilling, trees decorated with something harrowing.
Anyway, I'll cut right to the chase because I might die. Look what these fucking are.
Missing person photos.
Not one, not two, but dozens of posters detailing missing people were pinned to nearly every tree in the area. At first glance, one might wonder if this was all staged for a video, but what makes it far more disturbing is that these have been confirmed to be real missing persons. Looking closer, the cases span across the United States and date back to different years, mostly between 2009 and 2013. The posters appear old and weathered, as if they've been hanging there for a long time.
These, you could tell, these aren't new. Like, not just that this is 2012, Noblesville, Indiana, right? Look at the fucking tape, look at the water damage. These shits have been hanging up for a while.
Whether this was a serial killer's documentation of their murders or some kind of sick joke, it's disturbing either way. As the man investigated the surrounding area, he came across more unsettling discoveries. The most bizarre was a cage constructed from bound tree branches with a filled-in hole at its center. Eventually, the man heard voices in the distance and ran away, later reporting his findings to the police. After a quick investigation, the owners of the house adjacent to the site claimed they had pinned the posters as part of preparations for an upcoming Halloween party. But if that's true, it raises even more questions. Why did the posters look so old and weathered? And why was this the only decoration set up, especially weeks before Halloween? With so many unanswered questions, Dateline 420 decided to revisit the site on Halloween. When he returned, he found multiple new no trespassing signs and no indication of any party or event ever taking place. YouTubers Sam and Colby are known for their videos exploring haunted locations with a group of friends. Their content leans heavily into the theatrical side of YouTube horror, often featuring paranormal occurrences at every abandoned place they visit. While some viewers speculate that these moments may be staged, it's undeniable that their videos are highly entertaining, and the production value they bring has earned them their well-deserved success. But one night, in a video titled "Exploring Abandoned Insane Asylum Girl Screams," they encountered what might be one of the most terrifying moments on their channel, and they didn't even realize it at the time. Alongside fellow YouTubers, the Ireland Boys, Sam and Colby explored an abandoned asylum hidden deep in a forest. Following their usual format, the group ventured through the eerie, decaying building and began to suspect they weren't alone.
really think there was something downstairs. Whatever thing that you heard earlier.
I think that's basically all there is there, though, to explore. It's just a bunch of rooms.
Well, then let's go freaking figure out what's downstairs before it comes up and finds us.
As they cautiously made their way through the asylum, the group suddenly heard police sirens in the distance. Fearing the authorities might be coming for them, since exploring the site was technically trespassing, they decided to flee the building. They retreated into the nearby woods, staking out and waiting to see if the coast was clear.
There are people right in front of us that are not Colby, and they are looking right past us.
While hiding in the woods, the group noticed something unsettling. People were walking directly in front of them, but didn't seem to notice them at all, almost as if they were looking right past them. This marked the start of a series of strange occurrences that even the YouTubers couldn't fully explain. Moments later, they spotted a few random individuals entering the very building they had just fled. To make matters worse, a helicopter with active searchlights began circling overhead. Panicked, the group ran deeper into the woods, trying to make their escape. That's when they heard a blood-curdling scream echo through the darkness.
Guys, what the you hear that? Yeah, get out of here! Go! Guys, run!
The woman's screams continued, echoing through the woods until the group decided they had no choice but to flee. They ran out of the forest, ending their latest episode of exploring creepy abandoned buildings. When the video was uploaded, curious viewers began investigating what might have happened that night. A few weeks later, they uncovered something chilling. This was most definitely not a staged moment by Sam and Colby. If you look at this map, the group was exploring a forest in early September of 2017. Just days later, on September 13th, the body of Lauren Wallen, a pregnant mother who had been missing for 9 days, was found buried in a shallow grave in that same area. While it's never been confirmed, it's hard not to imagine where those screams might have come from on that tragic night in the forest.
Guys, what the you hear that?
Adventures with Purpose is a YouTube channel dedicated to recovering artifacts from lakes and ponds, often connected to true crime cases. Their mission is to assist investigations while also helping the environment. On May 26, 2020, the group planned a large environmental cleanup at a lake in Portland, Oregon. During their survey, they discovered evidence of multiple vehicles submerged at the bottom of the lake. With the tide low that day, they created a map marking the general locations of these vehicles and prepared to dedicate the day to retrieving them. Wearing their wetsuits, the team dove into the lake and began pinpointing the exact locations of the cars. They quickly located the first vehicle and started preparing for extraction. After attaching it to a trailer on land and positioning it to be pulled up a ramp, Adventures with Purpose went live to document a heartwarming moment of community action.
We're dressed up. We are finally back in the water.
Yes, we are.
And before that, like we can like elbow bump because anyway, we have a car that's coming out right now. This car today, we're gonna do this whole thing live. Like we've spent last 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, yeah, 4 or 5 hours.
Already getting this thing out because it was 10:30 this morning. It was 80 feet deep, and so we're now at the very end of this, and we've never done actual live showing somebody bring it for us to bring out of the river.
Many individuals were volunteering their time to clean the water, and just as the first car began to emerge from the lake, a chilling discovery was made.
There it is. All right, let's clean it out.
There's a shoe in there. Whoa, 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 whoa! Call the cops, call the cops, call the cops!
A decomposed body and bones were found sitting in the front seat. After the police were called, it was determined that the remains belonged to Timothy Robinson, a man who had gone missing on November 27, 2008, 12 years before this discovery. The family was notified and, though devastated, expressed relief at finally having some closure after so many years. Exploring with Josh, a YouTuber who explores a variety of places, once found his crew and himself at the neck of a giant underground cave. This cave in Washington County is named the Ape Cave and stretches almost 2.5 miles long. Although deep, the cave is rather open, with plenty of room for exploring and walking around. There's little risk of getting stuck, and it's typically welcoming to amateur spelunkers. Josh and his friends found this encouraging, however, weren't afraid of taking a little risk to reach less explored sectors of the cave.
I've finally seen some sort of writing, but I can't really make out what it says. But I think we're gonna be kneeling down now. I think we're gonna have to kneel down. Oh God.
The majority of the 12-minute vlog shows the crew having fun as they explore. Eventually, they make their way down a corridor that grows progressively smaller and smaller until they find themselves crawling on their stomachs through a narrow tunnel. As the space becomes tighter, they begin to question whether they should continue, wondering if there's anything more to explore.
I don't even know if this leads out anywhere. I think it's just the end. We can be crawling all day.
Let's find out.
They even reached a point where they considered turning back. However, Josh noticed that the tunnel opened up ahead. The crew squeezed through and successfully made it to the end of the cave. What they didn't realize was that someone was waiting for them at the other side.
Okay. Got it. Can I head back now? This girl doesn't have a flashlight. Okay, I'm gonna take out my phone, actually.
English? You speak English? No English.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay, come with us?
Hey Josh, do you see those the couple that was back there?
You wanna
Can
come
you
with
tell
us?
them their daughter's up here and she's scared?
They don't speak. She doesn't speak English.
She doesn't speak
They don't
English.
speak English.
It's okay.
It's alright. This is the way back.
What an experience. As we were about to leave, this little girl comes up out of nowhere, scares us, and at first we're like, wait, whose parents are hers? And she was just there alone by herself. Then she just stood there in the back, so I started talking to her, but she wouldn't answer me. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't think she speaks English. It turns out she really didn't speak English at all. She's by herself, crawled the whole way in there by herself, no light. No light, what the heck? I don't get it, no light. She didn't even speak.
Inside one of the deepest sections of the ape cave, the group found a little girl who was visibly terrified and cautious. They tried to console her, but she was too scared to approach the strangers in the isolated cave. It turns out the girl had been reported missing and had crawled to the end of one of the cave's deepest tunnels. Stranded alone in the dark, it's chilling to think that, given the angle of the only entrance to her location, she might never have been found if not for this group. Thankfully, they let her out, and she was safely reunited with her family.